Good Saturday morning, guys. It's January the 4th, and this is your snow report and a little bit of a weather report for skisoutheast.com. This might be a little bit clumsy this morning as I'm trying to share my screen and kind of show you guys. Got a lot of emails, got a lot of things on Facebook talking about one day of cold coming in this evening, maybe a little bit of snow, and then nothing but rain over the next several days. And as our meteorologist Brad Panovich shared, that's just not the case. We've got some snow in the forecast and could have some significant snow, especially up into West Virginia and some of the ski areas up there. This is the weather forecast for Snowshoe, West Virginia. You can see they've got a bit of, as Joe Stevens would say, underdeveloped snow in the forecast up until mid-afternoon this afternoon, and then maybe a little bit of snow mixed in with the rain. And then as temperatures fall down to freezing by 5 p.m., we should see the snow really kick up. And although not a whole lot of snow is in the forecast for today up that way, there is as much as 5 to 9 inches of snow in the forecast for tonight going in tomorrow morning. Also a chance of snow showers again tomorrow. Then again, Sunday night. We're also seeing a slight chance of snow on Monday morning. Snow showers likely after 4 p.m. on Tuesday. Chance of snow again on Wednesday. So, and in fact, even some snow showers going into the latter part of next week. So we do have, some good forecasts for the mountains of western North Carolina going all the way up into West Virginia and Wisp Resort as well. I'm going to flip over now so that we can kind of do the snow report. See if I can get you into that mode a little bit better. Here we go. Should have it now. Sorry about that. As I said, maybe a little bit of a glitch, but I think I've got you guys there now. This is a live shot at Winter Place, and I'm going to try to kind of go in order to give you guys the snow report as I can see it right now. But Appalachian Ski Mountain is open today with 9 slopes and trails, 24 to 32 inch base. And as you can tell, as the camera kind of skips around a little bit, there's plenty of base on that, coming down Big Apple. They even have some stuff set up here over here at the Terrain Park area as you're looking up on the top right for the Shred the Cup series that's going to be going on there this weekend as well. So Appalachian, plenty of snow, plenty of base, good side-to-side coverage. It'll be soft, but Appalachian's in pretty good shape. Shouldn't expect any thin coverage areas or bare spots. I did notice in the reports this morning that Sugar Mountain Resort was the only resort really that mentioned thin coverage areas and or bare spots, but most everybody's got them. Appalachian may be the only exception to that. We're going to kick down into Beech Mountain now, and I'll show you the base side. Pretty fogged over right now. I was looking at the summit camera a little while ago, and there you go. You can tell a little bit of light rain going on as a group kind of assembles up there on top of the mountain. Pretty foggy. Some discoloration in the snow. Is certainly going to be soft, a little bit wet today. It's a yuck day right now, but temperatures should be transitioning over. Should get a little bit of snow. Last I saw, I think Beech Mountain, Sugar Mountain. Some of the high country could get anywhere from 1 to 3 inches of snow, maybe a trick more. We'll just kind of see. But Beech Mountain is open today, 22 to 36 inch wet packed base, 10 slopes and trails, 6 lifts open. They are open for night skiing. I didn't mention, but Appalachian is as well. And so anyway, let's go down to Bryce Resort now. I'm try to take these things in alphabetical order. 24-inch base. Not a lot of news coming out of Bryce, but they are open with 7 slopes and trails, 1 lift. They are open for night skiing as well. And I don't know that I mentioned this on either of the others, but snow tubing is not open at Beech today. And I guess Bryce is, although we couldn't really tell that by their report. I'm going to take you now to Canaan Valley. I think we've got a pretty decent shot. That's not a pretty decent shot. It's unfortunately kind of an ugly shot, but it should skip over to the main portion of the mountain here in a second. But Canaan Valley is open with a 15 to 30 inch base, 12 slopes and trails open. They are open until 6 p.m. today. and they do have tubing open as well. I'm going to wait for a moment and let this camera pan around to show you that conditions on the main portion of the mountain are actually pretty good. Decent side-to-side coverage. You will see again thin coverage areas and some bare spots. Pretty much everywhere you're going to see. Of course, that's going to transition over. Canaan Valley, West Virginia Davis, West Virginia should be getting a good bit of snowfall tonight and lots of snowmaking temperatures over the next week. So winter returns, as Justin Harris would say, at Canaan Valley Resort. In alphabetical order, let's go up down to Cataloochee. This is at the top of the mountain. They are skiing, I think, from the top of the mountain again today. You can see a little bit of rain hitting the camera there. We'll take you down now to the base camera where you can see good side-to-side coverage. Good base still there holding up. It's going to be nice and soft today, but a 20 to 45-inch base, groomed conditions. 7 slopes and trails. They are open for night skiing. It's 43 degrees there right now, but again, Cataloochee should also see a bit of snow coming sometime this afternoon. Go alphabetical again. Let's take you to Virginia, where we're going to show you Massanutten Resort. Massanutten actually looks pretty good. You can tell a fair amount of base still built up there coming down. The slope's certainly narrowing, but man, the resorts have really held up despite this extended thaw period. And I was at the office yesterday, and at times the rainfall was pretty doggone hard. So it's amazing that these resorts have even held up like they have. But Massanutten is open today with 4 slopes and trails. They did report there's no intermediate terrain open today. They do have tubing open as well. And of course, like everybody, they're looking forward to being able to make snow a little bit later on. They are open from 9 a.m. until 9 p.m. For skiing and snowboarding. I'll go ahead and show you real quick, even though they are not open today. Ober-Gatlinburg, we should see the tubing hill here in a second coming over, but you can tell the main slopes are not open today. It's obviously raining. They're pretty good as well. But they have suspended ski and snowboarding ops. Look forward to making some snow and getting Ober-Gatlinburg back open. Snow tubing is open, and if you guys have never been there, in fact, you can see some tubing going on over on the left side of that camera right now. But if you've never been to Ober, man, that's a great place. You've got to travel there one time. Go to Gatlinburg. You can take an aerial tram from the downtown area right on the main drag, in downtown Gatlinburg, all the way up to Ober. And there's a truckload of activities there to keep you entertained. Ice skating inside, huge Olympic type ice skating rink or whatever, and lots of other stuff going on as well. I'll go ahead and mention real quick, although I don't have a live camera for them, but Sapphire Valley is closed temporarily. No slopes and trails open. They are temporarily closed. I think they hope to open, they're reporting January 10th, which would be, I guess, next Friday is when they're anticipating opening, getting opened back up. I'll take you now to Snowshoe, West Virginia, where I know last week while we were there, we had anywhere from variable conditions that were really good. In fact, somebody actually mentioned the word variable to me the other day because it was variable and bearable all at the same time, I guess. A couple of days were kind of challenging, and then you could go over to the Silver Creek side of the mountain and things were pretty doggone good. But again, Snowshoe is expecting, up to 9 inches of snow. I know a lot of us are kind of saying we'll believe it when we see it, but they are expecting a significant snowfall later this evening and over the next several days. So Snowshoe will become a winter wonderland all over again. But amazingly so, they are open today with 34-inch base and 37 trails open, 14 lifts. They do have terrain parks open, snow tubing open, and they're, in pretty good shape, good side-to-side coverage. And I'll tell you, man, the crowds at Snowshoe, even the other day on January 2nd, I was actually looking just 2 days ago and could not believe the crowds that were there on the mountain at Snowshoe Mountain. So crazy to think about it, but despite the challenging conditions and whatever, Snowshoe has remained open with a lot of terrain open. I think 141 acres to be exact, and a lot of people there to take advantage of it, that's for sure. I'm going to take you back down now to North Carolina and Sugar Mountain. This is at the base. You can see things are getting pretty discolored, pretty thin down there at the bottom. And as I said earlier, they were reporting some thin coverage and bare spots. Really, almost everybody's got them. They're just not necessarily reporting them. So good on Sugar for that. They are open today with loose and frozen granular, 9 slopes and trails, 4 lifts. They are open for night skiing. They do have tubing open as well. And so conditions there, as you can see, I think I can give you a easy street shot. You can see they've got a nice little trail there for beginners coming down the main portion of that mountain. Of course, the new lift, and things are in pretty decent shape. They're narrowing, but pretty decent shape. And as I say that, every one of the skiers should be able to start making snow here a little bit later today, as the temperatures should be falling throughout the day. And as we get into the early evening hours, we should see snowmaking kick back in. I know we're going back and forth today, but again, alphabetical. I'll take you to the homestead, where you can see, they are open, I guess, to mid station. They are open really with, just a couple of slopes there. There is some thin coverage and bare spots, 6 to 10 inch base, 2 slopes open, and they are open, I think, until 4:30 p.m. So day skiing only there at Omni Homestead. Staying in Virginia, I'm going to show you the best of the cameras, what they call the top of skyline camera. Really nice shot there. Shows some people are already out enjoying the slopes. They're open with 6 slopes and trails, 3 lifts. They are open for night skiing. Do have tubing open as well. And they anticipate cranking up their powerful snowmaking equipment here again sometime late this evening. But they are open for night skiing, as I mentioned. I'm going to go back up into West Virginia now to Winter Place, where I'm going to show you the best of the cameras, the Winter Place Resort camera. You can see some discoloration, obviously, in there, but they do have a 12 to 32 inch base, groomed and granular variable conditions, 12 slopes and trails open, are open for night skiing, and they do have tubing open as well. I think I can give you, here's the other shot of Winter Place, where you can see still a fair amount of base, even though, had quite a bit of rain and what have you up that way as well. Going to go now to the great state of Maryland and Wisp Resort, where we can show you things are pretty spotty on coming down on the face, but Squirrel Cage has still got some really good coverage. This camera should pan back out. Let me get you to the main camera at Wisp, and this may give you there you go, a little bit of better shot. As is the case everywhere, things are narrowing. We're losing a lot of base with the rain and stuff that we've had. They do still have, though, an 18-inch base, some thin coverage, bare spots, wet and variable granular, 11 slopes and trails open, 6 lifts. They are open until 9 p.m. This evening, and they do have their mountain coaster and tubing and everything else open as well. So they're looking in really good shape. Last but not least, I want to go back over to North Carolina, where we're going to show you Wolf Ridge. And as we've seen quite a lot over the last, so far, last several years, and even, obviously so far this season, some narrow slopes coming down here at the bottom of Wolf Ridge ski area. They're reporting 18-inch base, 11 slopes and trails open, 6 lifts. They are open for night skiing tonight, and they're calling it wet and variable granular conditions. But as we wrap up, I'll just kind of leave you with this. I think we're looking at really good snowmaking temperatures coming in over the next several days, looking for some snow to come in, maybe a little bit of ambient snow in North Carolina, Tennessee, and Virginia, but some significant snow as you look up into Snowshoe, Canaan, and even going over towards Wisp Resort in Maryland, should see some significant. So a little bit of snow, a lot of snow, some snowfall again coming in, I think, Tuesday, pretty much across the board, and then low temperatures that will allow for snowmaking really throughout the week. And that's going to give 4 or 5 days. And with 4 or 5 days, the ski resorts in the Southeast and Mid-Atlantic can really crank out a lot of snow and turn things around. So if you have not had a ski trip so far and you're kind of looking at the weather and saying, okay, well, I've got take my shots when I can. The next several days should be pretty good if you want to make it up to your favorite mountain. Ski conditions should be pretty doggone good across the board as we go into Monday, Tuesday. I know we've got a little bit of underdeveloped snow coming back in, I think Thursday, Friday of next week, but that's a little too far out. We'll have to watch that. It could be snow, could be nothing at all. So with 3 or 4 days, it should look at much improved conditions coming in for the next several days. And then we'll kind of play things as we see them and call them as we see them and report to you. So check back. Be sure to visit skisoutheast.com. There's a lot of things in the First Tracks news story that we are not talking about here on the visual or video report. Be sure to check out Brad Panovich's forecast. And also you can go to highcountryweather.com, click on any of the mountain links and get the weather report for that mountain over on highcountryweather.com. Be sure also to check in on Facebook and follow us there. I think we've added almost 1,000 brand new followers in just the last week alone. So we're seeing a huge increase there. And thank you guys for following us. If you're listening to this and haven't done so, follow us, because I think Matt Laws has got some contest giveaways that we're planning on kicking up on Monday, Tuesday. Give away not only some lift tickets, but some cabin getaways, condo giveaways for a couple of vacations and those sorts of things as well. So that's it for today. Enjoy your day if you can. Lots of music and entertainment going on. Again, visit skisoutheast.com. I think we're showing in First Tracks a lot of different music and entertainment and talent that's going to be playing at all the ski areas today. I think pretty much everybody's got some events lined up for today and tomorrow. So that's it for today. Check back again tomorrow, and thanks for visiting.